Hey guys, welcome back to Dad Life Fishing Adventures. Today we are going to be building out our new ice fishing sled. So we purchased this sled. It's a medium-sized sled. It's got nice sidewalls, nice depth, length. It's perfect for what we need. But what we want to do is we want to make some permanent improvements. So we're going to be adding seating using existing 5-gallon buckets. We're going to be doing some rod holders to carry our 3 ice fishing rods that we got, and improvements on the grips, the handle grip, the rope, to make it a little bit more comfortable. So follow along. We're doing all of this on the cheap, on the down low. We're going to talk our way through it, what we're using and how we're doing it to make this a permanent setup for our ice fishing adventures here on Dad Life Fishing Adventures. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to drill 2 holes in the bottom of each of the buckets directly into the upper rib of the sled itself. That way, when we put the bolt and washer through on the back, that won't be the piece that's rubbing on the ground when you're pulling the sled. So we'll aim it so that it hits this main rib here. We've already marked out, if you can see, we put a mark here and a mark here showing where exactly we want to put the bucket, so you have that ahead of time. Reese and I sat in it and got that all figured out. So let's drill a couple holes real quick here. Okay, so hole number 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and bolt that one in. All right, so we cleaned up the holes. Now we're going to start the bolt. So we're going to pop it through, take the bucket, get it lined up. So we have the bolt and a washer on the bottom, a washer on the top, and a nylon locking nut on the top. So we're just going to loosely start that for right now. That'll keep that one lined up, and then we're going to drill the second one. So we're going to do 2 of them. That way it doesn't swivel around. So the same thing. Clean up everything. Okay, that looks good. Okay, the final step for bucket number 1 is to get everything snugged down. So we're going to do that real quick. And we're going to move on to bucket number 2. So here, guys, you can see in there, and you can see how the 2 bolts are hooked up, and they're completely tucked away on the bottom, so they won't drag on the ice or the dirt when you're taking it in. So 1 done, 1 more to go. Nice and clean. Okay, after the first hole, then we align it with the bolts. So this is the bolt and washer setup that we're using on the bottom. So you can see that there. These are all stainless steel. Fairly inexpensive nuts and bolts and washers. We want stainless steel so they don't have any rust issues. All right, so we're going to do the second one here. So we still got it all aligned. Drill the second hole in here, and that's just for rigidity purposes. All nice and cleaned out. Looks pretty good. Let's poke a hole through. All right, so you can see that we've got the second one all bolted in, just like the first one. Set back in that is the seating arrangement. The cushions will go on top of those. You'll see that here at the end of the video. Now let's start working on rod holders. So the next thing we're going to do is making fishing rod holders for our ice fishing rods. And we're going to be using these segments of PVC to do it. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to mark the edges so that this will slide right in, and then we're going to make 3 of these because we have 3 ice fishing rods we're going to hook to the back of the sled. All right, so I've marked out where we're going to cut, and now we're going to use the Dremel tool to cut this section out. All right, so we got the first one cut out. And so what it's going to sit on is just like that, so that this little lip catches and holds on, and then we'll mount them on the back of the sled. So we're going to work on fabricating the other 2, and then we're going to load them up. All right, so we're at that. We're going to drill it out a little bit bigger, and then drill on the other side, and then use that to put it on. All right, so as you can see here, we've got the hole through, and then we got the hole matching on the back. That's going to allow us to reach in and tighten that bolt all the way through. So we made it oversized, that way we can get in and tighten that all the way through. All right, so I have this mocked up the way that it's going to work, so you can see how the pole's going to sit in. It's going to straighten up a little bit, but I'm going to sit it in and then put it through here on this kind of, it's slightly concave, but mostly straight. And then we're going to space them out so that the reels have a place to sit. So we're going to drill this through, put it in, and then we'll be ready to roll. Let's start fabricating. All right, so I've marked here where I'm going to cut the first, or drill the first hole to mount it, and then we're going to lay the rods in and then stage them separated here. So let's drill the first hole out. All right, first hole is drilled out. Now we'll start to mount it. Clean it up and mount it. All right, so the reason why I cut that front hole is so I can put the screwdriver through to tighten it up. I'm gonna start tightening it up here, and then we'll see how it looks when it's all snug. All right, so we got it mounted. So this is what it's gonna look like when it's installed. Nice little holder. Now we're gonna do the other 2 and get them finished. The great thing about this is that we're using our drill that we power our ice auger with to do all this work. So it's coming in double duty today. Nice cobalt brushless 24 volt XTR. All right, so we got the second one mocked up here. So we're gonna mark where we want to cut it. Again, giving enough room. So it looks like we got a spot right there for everything to go. Get our marked and then drill that hole out. All right, let's do it. All right, so we got it mocked up there. Let's tighten her up. All right, so number 2 is installed. Rod in. Check that guys out. Check that out. That is pretty cool. One more to go. All right, the final hole is poked through. Let's get the bolt put together. All right, so you can see the 3 rod holders in the back and the 2 seats waiting for their cushions to come on from Amazon here. So we're gonna be checking those out. Check out how those turned out really well. Keeping it low profile. We don't want anything really sticking up too far. Next, we're gonna work on improving the handle. All right, for this final part, what we're going to do is we're going to doctor up the section of the pull rope where we pull from. So what we're going to do is first find the center. So you do that just by holding it tight. So here's the center of the pull rope right here. What we're going to use is electric tape. I have found when we make our walking sticks that we make, that electric tape is very comfortable to the hand. So what we're going to do is we're going to start winding electrical tape around the rope a little bit either way and just make kind of a natural handhold location. All right, so you can see what I've done. I've built up enough place to make a good handhold. So that way you're not grabbing this kind of itchy nylon rope, but a nice solid handhold. And again, this is what we use for our walking sticks. We really like it. Now, we're gonna wait for the mail to come tomorrow. We're gonna get those seat cushions in and we'll show you the final product. Are you ready for a good laugh? Here's the fishing joke of the day. How many fishermen does it take to change a light bulb? 1. But you should have seen the size of that light bulb. It was huge. Back to the action. All right, we're excited because we got our Amazon delivery. The nice chairs, these are seat tops that seal up the 5-gallon bucket. So I'm just gonna put them on loosely right now. The 2 seat tops, fill the buckets. That way you have a comfortable seat. It does raise you up just a little bit, giving you a little bit higher seat part. But these are designed to keep things in the buckets nice and secure when you're going up and down hills or getting it in and out of the back of a vehicle or trailer. So let's talk about what we're going to put in this. So not only are we going to keep our spud bar and our auger behind the seats in the bottom of our utility sled, our ice sled, but we're also going to keep things inside these buckets. So the first things that are going in the buckets, so on bucket 1, we have an extra seat. This is a collapsible seat. They're a really cool product. Goes right in the bottom of the bucket. It's nice right down the bottom. And then our Garmin Striker 4 portable unit goes right on top of it. And that is 1 bucket. So then when we put that one on, that's going to keep all that stuff from moving around inside the sled, which is what the goal is. All right, so the other side here, the other bucket, we're gonna keep our warm gear, our extra gloves, hats, all that stuff in it. We're gonna keep our ice picks, our safety gear. We're gonna keep hot hands. Can't go anywhere without a good set of hand warmers. Then we're also gonna keep our soft plastics, our jigs, assortment, all that in there, which is what we're already doing with these buckets right now. But now they're safe and secure. You slap the top on them. And this one will have plenty of space to put all my kids' hats and gloves in it. This one will have what it is, but then once it's empty, we can move some stuff into that with that. So thanks for watching this video. It did run over a couple days here to get everything in and put together. But we hope that you enjoyed this video walking through how we customize. Now we have these cool rod holders in the back on the side here. Easy to switch out from rod to rod. The cool handle improvement just with using electric tape. Man, that's a solid place to grab onto. So first we have the bucket that I'm sitting on that has a fish finder and the extra seat. Once we're out on the ice, that will stay out here when we're moving around. But for those trips back and forth from the lake, or storage, they can go right there. And otherwise, all the extra stuff, waters, baits, all that stuff can be secured in here so that we can take it up and down safely. So if you have any questions in regards to this build out, we're going to highlight the products. They all came from Amazon, so we'll have some links and information in the description of this video. If you have any comments, questions, let us know in the comment section below. Pound that like button if you haven't yet. We'd love to have you support our channel, help us out in the algorithm, and subscribe to the channel, become part of the Dad Life Fishing Adventure family. And we hope to see you next year, next season, out on the ice on this fully set up rig.